on Wednesdays. For some reason, I just had that line from Mean Girls where they say, on whatever day they wear pink or something like that. I don't remember the exact line. Anyway, we're going to be reading from two different poetry books today. The Wonder of Small Things and 100 Poems That Matter. I think we'll start with this one. I just have two from in here, and we'll start with Good Bones by Maggie Smith, and then we'll go back to the other book. So, Good Bones. Hi, Miss Sam, you got here right on time. I'm so happy that you're here. It's interesting because when you walk in the room, it's like poetry lover in the house. And whether or not you're a big time poetry fan, you are welcome here every time. Hi, Kay and Ro, how are you? Congratulations on the 1,000 followers. The first time I've seen you on a live since that happened. So I'm thrilled for you. Hey, Ninj, good. It's good to see you. All right, so we're going to start with Good Bones, Speaking of the Doctor by Maggie Smith. One of the things about this poem is the first time I read it, I actually read it while sitting inside the Grand Canyon. I know, that seems weird, but no, I was sitting in the Grand Canyon and I read this poem. It's a great poem. Okay. Life is short, though I keep this from my children. Life is short, and I've shortened mine in 1,000 delicious, ill-advised ways. 1,000 deliciously ill-advised ways I'll keep from my children. The world is at least 50% terrible, and that's a conservative estimate, though I keep this from my children. For every bird, there is a stone thrown at a bird. For every loved child, a child broken, bagged, sunk in a lake. Life is short, and the world is at least half terrible. And for every kind stranger, there is one who would break you, though I keep this from my children. I'm trying to sell them the world. Any decent realtor walking you through a real dark place chirps on about good bones. This place could be beautiful, right? You could make this place beautiful. Maggie Smith, who wrote that poem, Good Bones, she also has a memoir out called You Could Make This Place Beautiful. So, yeah, it's an important one. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. I really enjoyed your video from yesterday. Catherine hadn't been making videos for a while. She has a really good cause that she's working towards with her monetization. So I hope you'll check out her video from yesterday after you listen to some poetry, naturally. Okay, so last week we had a poem about listening from the same collection that I've been reading from. And so this first poem from this book is called The Listening Bridge. And there's a quote in the beginning from an Indian poet who's very famous. And so if there's anyone here from India, I'm going to badly mispronounce his name. One of the things you may or may not know about me is that I used to drive for Uber, ride-sharing company. And I tried to say this name to a gentleman who's actually from India. And he was like, what are you saying? And I'm like, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to try and say it correctly. Rabindranath Tagore. I think that's more close to correct. Rabindranath Tagore. And he said this, listen hard to the whispering of the world. That is how it makes love to you. And Ingrid Goff Madoff wrote The Listening Bridge. Okay, here we go. When you come to the listening bridge, you must be still there long enough for the squirrels to sense you are of no harm, for the birds to break their silence with singing and the fluttering of wings, and for you and everything around you to stop holding its breath. And so sit, rest a while, give some wonder to the moss and purple violets. Turn toward the sun and feel it warm your face. Notice the rippling current of the spring-fed stream. Allow a sense of softness to splash and filter in. Trade the weight of all your seriousness for the light of surrender, by which I mean faith in a presence lovingly wiser than yourself. Remain quiet and listen for that voice born of stillness might say, perhaps simply, love, carry on, practice kindness, have affection for the day. Whew. I love that. Love, carry on, practice kindness, have affection for this day. Which sometimes we have prompts here. And so one of the prompts, or one of the things I'd like for you to think about today, is how might you have affection for this day? How might you have affection for this day? Getting over a cold. I have all kinds of gunk in my chest. One of the ways that you have, that I'm feeling affection for this day, is reading poetry and having you all respond and get to know one each other. If I can speak English, get to know one another better. So I love it. Hi, Pam. How are you? I don't know if you heard that one that I just read. It's a beautiful one called The Listening Bridge. Okay. But we're going to move to a poem by, I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly, Julia. Okay, so I'm sorry. I just want to finish up my last thought before I go ahead. The ending of that last poem was love, carry on, practice kindness, have affection for this day. And I asked the question, how might you show affection for this day as you go out living in the world? And I feel like I'm practicing affection, having affection for this day by reading poetry and by seeing everyone engage with each other and seeing Catherine having people subscribe to her right here live. That's really fun for me. That is very much practicing affection. Went for a morning walk this morning, which felt really good. The sun is shining. I was giving some affection to the sun. Sorry, Kay and Ro, I was not wearing a coat. I was wearing what I'm wearing right now, just a short-sleeved top. Sorry. Poetry helps calm my mind, too. I was just talking to Carol Ann briefly, and I was saying I was meditating this morning with the dogs on my lap. And she said, I said I was meditating. They were being dogs. And she asked me how I meditate. And I meditate in different ways, but reading poetry, hearing poetry can be a kind of meditation. So this next poem is by Julia Fehrenbacher called The Only Way I Know to Love the World. Speaking of affection for the world. It is not just a cup of coffee, but the warm hum of hello, an invitation to wake, to sip, to say thank you for another chance to dance with another day. It's not just a ceramic mug, but the one she shaped with her own 16-year-old hands for me. For me. It is not just one heart held open to another, or a kiss blown in the mirror. Not just the soft circle of a smile, but a nod of, I see you. You are not alone. Not just life, but your life. Your very temporary life. It isn't just the earth you stand on, but the giver of every single thing. A reason to get down on humbled human knees and say thank you, thank you, thank you. It is not just another moment, but a door flung open, a flooded with light entrance to every real thing. Not just a poem, but a prayer whispered from one listening ear to another. The only way I know to love the world. Which leads me to a Mary Oliver poem that I don't have memorized. And I wish I could just break it out. But she talks about the way to love the world is by paying attention. Yeah, I see you. You are not alone. And that's what we do here, too. What I see is you all seeing each other and congratulating each other for accomplishments and repeating lines of poems back. All of that is one of the ways that we show affection. and that we show love. What a beautiful poem that is. Um, that is so fantastic. I love the subs. One of the things, I believe it was Kevin who I was communicating with, uh, I said, and Kevin is the K of K and Bro. I congratulated him. If you saw my community post about that, or maybe it was on his page. I don't know where I was. I posted about it on my community page and also on his community page, their community page. And it's like when you cross a threshold, like when I crossed to 500, I was like, please stay over 500. Please don't go 500, 495, 496, but over and over again, because that happens. So I'm really thrilled that people are subbing. So. All right. So we go from loving the world, showing affection to one another, to how to fall in love with yourself. I'm sure many of you know Carly Simon. She happens to be one of my favorites. Some of you know I love James Taylor. Well, I actually loved Carly Simon, his ex-wife, first. Um, and one of the songs that she wrote and is on the Anticipation album is called Julie Through the Glass. She wrote that song for her niece named Julie as a newborn. And one of the lines is, sometimes I say Carly Simon, the great theologian. I say the same thing about James Taylor and Jackson Browne just because they have great lyrics. But Carly Simon said, we'll help you to learn to love yourself because that's where loving really starts, which is true. Oh, okay. Bye, Catherine. Thank you. Thank you, by the way, K and Row Hiking Happens for moderating. I appreciate that. So I was so busy going on about Carly Simon. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, here we go. I should take this guy. Can't see him to the groomer. He's kind of a mess. It's actually a she. Sorry, Raven. You could really use your nails getting done and your hair getting fixed. I'm getting my hair fixed soon. Anyway, here we go. How to fall in love with yourself. Sit in front of 2 candles, one for each eye. Light them and watch how the fire takes its time with the wicks, nearly dying, touching wax and climbing back into air with a wave of hot yes. Now breathe each flame into the crown of your head. There is a hole there where the elements can enter. Your skull is a cup hungry for light. Close your eyes and let this glowing gift travel throughout your entire body. Take it down slowly, like a dose of brilliant honey. See how you overflow? See how you do magic? The warmth is red. It's white, orange, blue, and green. It touches every part of you. And when the tailbone starts snaking, when you become a tree, you will love yourself completely for burning with such ease. That was How to Fall in Love with Yourself by Jacqueline Suskin. I really like that one. It will make me look at candles much more attentively. Attentive and affection. All right, I need to drink again. Because of talking all this time, my throat is saying, stop talking, Julie. I'll have to keep this short. Okay. Pocket is the next poem. Okay. All right. I'm trying to see if I want to read one more after this. I had a couple more, but maybe I'll skip to this last one. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, we're going to do Pocket and one more. If you haven't liked this video yet, if you would do that, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. Pocket. Nighttime, it's quiet. You're starting to shut down, a yawn, an empty cup carried to the sink. Nothing complex, just a little need for air. Anyway, you're out the door. Did I say February? It's taken some time to bundle up. The little park is white under the lamp. No one lingers, nor do you. You walk, you turn home, breath a still cloud. No matter. A few months and you'll hear some things moving. You'll smell the greening. You have this for now. The winter wood and its great absorbent heart. There's more. Its great absorbent heart, the young beach, its dead leaves tiger bright, the glitter above, the softness below. Now you've come to it. You reach down in your pocket, step up to your door. Here are your cares. Slip off your coat and be received. That is such a nice, quiet poem about walking home. Walking home. Because I live by myself, it's kind of funny because my house is empty when I get home. It won't, soon I move, I won't be living alone anymore, but it's different to walk into an empty house. I still say, hello, everybody. It's kind of different. Okay. This one, it's weird because I was going to read a different one, then I turned the page. This poem is called Lake Sunapee. Has anyone been to Lake Sunapee? I've been to Lake Sunapee. Lake Sunapee is in New Hampshire, and it's an amazing place. I went there for Thanksgiving when both of my girls were in school here on the East Coast, and I was in California. And we rented a place in Lake Sunapee. It was a great place. My most memorable thing was I looked out the window of the bedroom that I was in like a queen, and I watched the moon set. I watched the moon set. You haven't been there? It's really nice. It's also not far from Concord. And at the time, my friend Peggy had recently moved to Concord, and I did not know how close they were, but Facebook at that time was telling you when people were nearby. And so I sent her a message. I'm like, Peggy, I'm in Lake Sunapee. And she ended up spending quite a bit of time with my family. She's my eldest daughter's East Coast mom. I met her at Girl Scout camp when we were in 6th grade. Pretty fun. Anyway, Lake Sunapee by Rage Hezekiah. Never heard of this person before. Okay, it sounds like it's, oh man, and then I found January Go. Oh man, this one's romantic. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, here we go. Lake Sunapee. I rise to find your face awash in steam, dark coffee, cupped between calloused hands, the morning bathed in sunlight, aspens cloaked in fresh snow. You look up from your book, eyes dark-rimmed jungle cat, thirst slaked when we first kissed years ago on a dance floor, dimly lit with greenish light. I thought you wore mascara. Now I know your hunger, natural coal black lashes there before and after you wake. Home is where the kettle whistles. Midday we return from local woods. I watch you pull a ribbon of honey into handmade mugs, sweeten 2 cups of tea. We sit quietly at ease. Love, know this. You are who I asked for on my knees. Ooh, swoony poetry. Swoony poetry. Hi, Debbie Sue. Oh, that was swoon worthy, man. Rage Hezekiah. I need to find that person. It's a man, or maybe not. But beautiful poem. We're almost done reading this book, and the next one is called How to Love. I actually know this poet. Her name is January Gill O'Neill. I may read it, especially since Debbie Sue just came in the room. You're not home, but you're listening in. Well, Debbie Sue, we are always honored that you're here. So, okay. I'll put in another call. I forgot to say before, if you haven't liked this video, if you would now, that'd be great. If you can't, that's fine. We're just happy to always have you, happy whenever we can have you with us. So we'll go on and read this poem one more time. Or this poem. I haven't read it before ever. By January Gill O'Neill. It's called How to Love. After stepping into the world again, there is that question of how to love. How to bundle yourself against the frosted morning, the crunch of icy grass underfoot, the scrape of cold wipers along the windshield, and convert time into distance. What song to sing down an empty road as you begin your morning commute? And is there enough in you to see, really see, the 3 wild turkeys crossing the street with their featherless heads and stilt-like legs in search of a morning meal? Nothing to do but hunker down, wait for them to safely cross. As they amble away, you wonder if they want to be startled back into this world. Maybe you do too, waiting for all this to give way to love itself, to look into the eyes of another and feel something. The pleasure of a new lover in the unbroken night, your wings folded around him on the other side of this ragged January, as if a long sleep has ended. That is How to Love by January Gill O'Neill. I love that one. These romantic poems at the end of the book, they were not what I expected. But it's interesting because the book is called The Wonder of Small Things. And I would say love is not a small thing, but to end on love is really great. There's one more book in this collection. Well, there's 3, like it's a 3-part, what do they call those? A series of 3 poetry books. And I bought the whole set for this trip. So thank you. I love them. It is February. It is February. I just fell right into that. In fact, I think, yeah, it's a romantic month. Valentine's month. Speaking of which, I'm going to have a very special Valentine's-ish video with a special guest star who's in the room. So this is it. Yeah, this is an anthology, but there are 3 of these. James Cruz has 3 other books that are similar. I was reading from the other one. I'm trying to see if I can find the list. For a while, before I got to this book, I was reading the other book. And then I found out there were 3 books in the series. Okay. Excuse me. The first one is called How to Love the World. We finished that one. The Wonder of Small Things is the second. And The Path to Kindness is the third. That's what we'll be reading next week. Which is perfect. But yes, I will be having a extra special video coming out. On Friday. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited about that video. And I'm also doing a video that I made about love that has numerous guest stars. Oh, sorry, you guys. This happens to me when I have coughing attacks, so thank you all for being here. And we'll see you again soon.